The Witcher Netflix show is expected to release sometime later this year. I've held off making videos on it for a while, for a few reasons, but one of the reasons I purposely held off was simply to do with the fact that I didn't think I'd be able to make videos about it and be honest with you guys. But after reviewing my recent video about the trailer, despite the fact that it had significantly more dislikes than my normal other videos, I decided that there is still definitely a majority of support for my honesty, and to be completely honest, I just thought this video would be quite fun to make, so I just thought why not? And on top of this, I have been getting a lot of feedback on my videos as well as other avenues like say Twitter, regarding you guys wanting me to cover this series and share my opinions on it, despite what my opinions might be. So I've decided to start making the occasional video on the Witcher Netflix show. Be that my opinions on news, or my opinions on the occasional episodes, or maybe I'll just present news to you guys and hear what you think to just start some sort of dialogue or provide some sort of platform for you guys to have a dialogue about it, because obviously we all love The Witcher here and it's nice just to talk about it. You'll get a lot of people against, a lot of people for, and it's good to sort of get your opinions out there and to share with people. So I hope I'll be able to help with that because I know how important that is. So to begin, I thought I'd make a video just sharing my opinions on the Ciri casting, as other than some brief observations in the trailer, I haven't really talked about my overall thoughts on her casting, and when I'm sharing my opinion, I am trying to be as unbiased as possible, and I want to try and view the show through a point of view from the books, instead of a point of view with their game counterparts in mind. Because as they say, they're adapting the books, not the games, so I want to just view it as best as I can as if I've just read the books. I'm going to start by discussing a key negative of this casting decision, but then I'm going to move on to the positive side, as there is actually a lot of positives to this casting decision, and this is just to provide some sort of order to the video and give both sides a voice, as I know it can be frustrating if you just hear one side all the time. I will also purposely be discussing only the visual depictions of the character, as I feel like discussing this actor's acting ability isn't exactly fair at this early stage, as obviously we haven't seen any proper dialogue or really enough of it, and it'll probably be better to wait for the show, or at least something more substantial to discuss that. So for the key negative, anyone that has read the books can tell that this actress is too old. To give you an idea, I believe in the Sword of Destiny, Ciri is supposed to be around 8 or 9, and the actress that's currently playing her is 17. That is a very big difference considering how much we as humans grow in that time. Consider the mindset and decisions you make when you're 9, and then compare that to when you're 17. That's actually a very big difference. I believe in Blood of Elves, which is the first Witcher book in the actual saga, meaning not including the short stories, she is around about 12, which is still significantly different to 17. This obviously, as any significant change would, will most likely have an effect on the overall story. For example, there is a certain scene involving a dress at the start of Blood of Elves that I don't see making much sense considering the age, and even if they were to just pretend she's 12, I personally couldn't picture a 17-year-old as a 12-year-old, so we'll see how that goes. And even if you want to argue that the story in Blood of Elves won't be covered in the first season, the fact that they're potentially having multiple seasons is basically confirmation it'll happen at some point. So the point still stands. And personally, I feel like there is a lot of coming of age in the Witcher story, at least with Ciri. There's some stuff with Missel and some other key parts, and I don't really see how you could work that in if the character has already gone through the majority of puberty. But we'll see, maybe they'll do something. I mean, just to give you an idea, Freya Allen is 17 as I've said, and at the very end of the books, Ciri is thought to be either 15, 16, or 17. So it's quite a change to start with someone so much older. And that's honestly the key negative I have, and the only one I can really think of. So I'm going to move on to the positives now, and I want to hear what you all think. So for the positives of this casting, to begin, visually, at least if you go by hair color, etc., she does, at least to me, look like she could be Geralt's daughter. Now before you go screaming in the comments that Ciri isn't Geralt's daughter, if you've read the books, she's basically meant to be his daughter, but by the hand of destiny. Meaning she's not his daughter by blood relation, but she coincidentally possesses similar traits, and it wouldn't be too much of a shock if you were to find out that she was his daughter. She's basically his child of destiny, and they are connected by something much deeper than genetics. So when I compare her and Henry Cavill's depictions of the characters, if you were to tell me that they were father and daughter, it wouldn't really take much convincing to win me over. Next, I actually quite like her costume design, as it looks practical and something I imagine someone traveling incognito would wear. By that, I mean whenever this scene is supposed to be, and I imagine it's probably around the Broccolon sort of time, I imagine like most of the time Ciri's actually out and about, she's trying to keep a low profile. So this design seems plausible considering and looks like it actually has utility. Ciri is also said to have mousy blonde hair in the books, not completely ashen, so I'm fine with the hair too. Also, I know she's said to have quite large eyes in the books, but I feel as if finding someone with all of Ciri's characteristics and then also having a decent acting ability is a little bit unreasonable for me to expect, so I don't really mind about that. I mean, they at least hit a lot of key points with her visual appearance, and definitely, at least to me, have managed to establish that visual connection to Geralt. As for me, that is such a key aspect to these characters, and I feel is almost a fundamental part of their arcs. All in all, if I were to give the casting a rating between 1 and 10, without basing my rating off their other casting decisions, so not drawing like a comparison, like say if 1 is like a 1, this would be like a 10, you know what I mean? I'm saying just completely subjectively if I were to view them on individual cases, I'd give her probably a 7 in accuracy. It would be closer to a 10, as I actually quite like her depiction so far, but the age just lost her a lot of points. However, when the show comes out, and if they manage to deliver despite the age difference and include certain scenes, perhaps age won't prove to be as important as I believe it is for Ciri. But that's it for today's video, guys. If you want more Witcher Netflix videos, be sure to like the video and tell me down below that you want more. I'd also like to hear your opinions on this casting decision, as this is the first time I've probably talked about it, and I'm actually quite curious as to what most of you think, as it's difficult to get a reading, as most people are talking about the other casting decisions. But I thought I'd make a video talking about one of the casting decisions that I most agree with. For anyone wondering, I will still be making the Witcher lore videos, as that is my main passion, as well as the Witcher parts, but doing perhaps a lore video and a Netflix video and a playthrough video every week might provide a bit of a good balance, but we'll see. Obviously, be sure to subscribe if you're interested in The Witcher and want to see videos surrounding it every week, as obviously if you subscribe, then you'll get them in your subscription box and you won't miss them. I do also plan to put a proper schedule together soon regarding the videos and my Twitch streams, as many of you have been asking what the schedule for The Witcher parts is, and honestly putting one together might help me with being a bit more organized, and I've started to develop one, and honestly I think it will just make the videos a bit more sort of streamlined. I've sort of got an idea of how long the lore videos take now, and I can plan in advance for that. Follow me on Twitter for updates, Twitch for chatting. I play a lot of Gwent, a lot of story games. I like to interact with you guys and chat with you. We can talk about The Witcher Netflix if you want. We can talk about anything you want, really. It's just a bit of fun. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon pledges. You guys are honestly amazing, and you help out so much. Thank you so much for your support. But anyway, that's the end of today's video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Have an awesome rest of the week.